Welcome to Boys Podcast, episode 79.
You got it.
Did I? Didn't have to fucking look. Boyspodcast.com is a hub of all things boys. From there, you can get links to our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitter, our SoundCloud, and all that good stuff.
I'm pulling up my notes. Hold on. So I am so ill-prepared, and I said I was preparing. Did you know, speaking of being prepared, be prepared to listen to this episode. Boys Podcast is available on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. Mm-hmm. Rate, review, subscribe, and tell a friend.
Tell a friend. You can also tell us a thing or two at boyspodcast.com. You write us little feedback, little words of advice, maybe share a story. Any feedback, put your physical address. We'll mail you out a sticky or two.
Speaking of, we got an email that we're going to read tonight. Mm-hmm. I mean, we get several emails. Maybe thousands at this point.
We got one. We finally got the one.
We got an email, so we're going to read it a little later in the show.
Yeah.
And thank you to our sponsors, Anthem Brewing. I'm enjoying an Arjuna. Is it Arjuna or Arjuna?
I think it's Arjuna.
Okay, I like the Jula.
I'm drinking the Ouroboros out. Tis the season to Ouroboros.
What you got over there, Harold?
You got the golden one on deck.
It's classic.
You got one queued up.
Double decker of golden ones.
I didn't get a backup for myself.
Well, I think it's sitting over there lonely.
I'll grab it.
We'll grab it.
That lost lonely boy over there. Okay, so
Get your tickets now.
We covered Anthem Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great beer.
Great beer.
When you want to dust off your Los Lonely Boy CD collection.
Mm-hmm. How far is it? Okay.
You should check out, speaking of heaven, heaven isn't too far away. It's actually at the Anthem Brewery, located in downtown Oklahoma City.
I picked up these beers tonight.
You did?
They got a bunch of new beers on draft. Draft tap.
You should go see our friend Ben.
Yeah, let him pour you a beer.
He keeps us hydrated, and we just want to say thank you to him and Anthem. Mm-hmm. Also, thank you to Fat Bison, maker. I almost said makers, but it's a one-man op. Mm-hmm. It's a one-man op. No child labor, no slave labor, no drones, no sorting facilities.
He makes it. He mails it to you. Hell, he might even hand deliver that.
He might if you're in Oklahoma City.
He will.
But fatpython.com.
FatPython. I think that'll take you somewhere else. I'm pretty sure that's going to take you somewhere else.
I got it bookmarked. Fatbison.com. Mm-hmm. Quality hardwood signs. Hard, thick, dark wood. Fatbison.com. Lastly, we have OKC Comedy. OKCComedy.com. Makers of all things laughs.
Are they the creators? The proprietors? Proprietors of Chuckles. OKC's proprietors of Chuckles.
On the 8th day, OKC Comedy created the laugh.
That's perfect. Use that, guys. Lastly, thank you, the listener, for your donations, your tweets, your comments, your love, your hate. All of it.
Been getting a lot of love on the last episode. Mm-hmm. Episode 78, Feeling the Nip. And I got to say, it means the world to us that you guys actually give a shit and listen. So keep doing that.
My mom not only physically liked it on the Facebook, she actually texted me and said she's really liking that episode, which is weird because it was kind of a dirty one.
There was par for the course. It was a little dirty.
It was a little dirty. I mean, aren't we always?
I thought you were going to say your mom sent you a picture of her nip. It's like, remember how this feels? Braille. Thanks for all that, guys. Thanks for listening. And we're going to get right to the show. Episode 79 with Harold Storey. How's it going, Harold?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Thank you for coming. I'm going to turn you up just a hair, and don't be afraid to eat that mic.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh, that's great. That's
sexual.
Perfect. How you doing?
Great, man.
Thanks for coming. We talked about you being on the podcast a while back, and took a little while, but here you are. So,
yeah.
Thank you so much for coming, and you yourself host a podcast.
Yeah. I do a podcast. It's about anime. We talk about anime, manga, music.
It all
OKC.
ties together.
Yeah, it's kind of like in a way, kind of a throwback thing because it's covering things that we watched as a kid. So if you watch Toonami coming up, whatever.
Well, your logo, it's Toons, and every time I see it, I want to sing the Tiny Toons theme song, and I don't know why.
Which tune came first?
It's Toons. Toons like Tunes. So that's we don't talk about music first, but I just liked it for whatever reason for that one to come first.
It rolled off the tongue a little better, right?
That would be Toons.
Tunes.
It's kind of like, we name the show Boys, but there's a certain pecking order in the naming convention.
Mm-hmm.
It's Robbie and Josh.
Oh, okay.
It just, let me ask you,
sounds better.
an unbiased man. I mean, I know we did have a college class or two together, but what sounds better, Robbie and Josh or Josh and Robbie?
Robbie and
I don't know. Now I think Josh and Robbie sounds
Yeah,
better.
just like
Sounds
just
pretty
because you
good,
said it
man.
last.
Okay,
it
what sounds
sounded
better? Josh and Robbie or Robbie and Josh?
See, that's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta throw one last pitch in there.
Yeah.
Okay, Robbie and Josh, or Josh and Robbie.
Oh,
We should do
See,
the-
that sounded sexual too.
We should do the Brangelina, and it'll just be Jobby.
Jobby.
Yeah.
Jorby.
Rosh. Rosh is okay, but Jobby.
Rosh.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, there you go.
HJ.
Jobby Rosh.
So, yeah, your podcast is just getting started. You did a lot of Wizard World coverage, I noticed.
Yeah, I did some mini episodes while I was at Wizard World, and I was actually contacted by some people with Wizard World because I guess I'm kind of in the wheelhouse. It's just because I know we do anime, and it was really heavy in anime. There's a lot of people like cosplaying and everything, and so yeah, I was really excited to be able to have like the opportunity, and they let me do. They really had their hand to the pulse because they did a lot of giveaways on different channels. I know you guys gave away some tickets.
Yeah.
And then I gave away some tickets, and then they came back and they're like, hey, you get some tickets. So I was like, hell yeah, like, let's go.
Pretty dope. I got a chance to go, and it was incredible.
Yeah, I heard you. Did you only go the one day?
I
were you
did.
saying?
Yeah, I only got a chance to go one day, and I've been to other cons in Oklahoma City, and this one was by far the biggest. Like, they really had their shit together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
The Cox. I mean, don't they usually do them like the fairgrounds somewhere, like a TNT building
some
or
of them,
something like
right?
that?
I've been to one that was in the lobby of a large hotel.
Sure.
I've been to
A
one
classic con.
that was in like the TNT building.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been to one now is it the Cox
Cox Business Center.
Business Center, right across from the old Peak. And yeah, it was awesome. Like, it was great. A surprising amount of people dressed up. I thought was super cool.
Yeah, there was a ton of people like
Did you
just like
up?
cosplaying. Nah, man. I wish I was cool enough to do that, but it was just like one of those things. Like, I didn't even know I was going to be going, and so it just kind of came up, and then the giveaway happened, and then they gave me tickets. So I was like, shit. Like,
Yeah.
I was just happy just to get to go, but I don't know if I'd have the balls to like put
See,
together a costume and do
I always
something.
thought it'd be cool to go to like the San Diego Comic Con, but if I can't even like handle the thousands of people that were in the OKC one, like, I don't think I could handle San Diego.
It was sensory overload in that place because not only are there rows and rows of vendors and exhibits and whatnot, but they also go very high. Like, it's almost like a city building inside the Cox Business Center. Sorry, I don't know why I can't remember that. So you have your rows, but then like there's backdrops for everybody. And like a lot of the artists, I just noticed the backdrops are super tall and they're constructed very shoddily. And it's just like these leaning, waving
Yeah.
cardboard structures full of like prints, because you want to be able to see everything and pick
Sure.
out the one you want, And so I'm a little socially anxious, and it was very overwhelming. I showed up in a bit of an altered state, and maybe I shouldn't have,
Yeah.
but
Maybe one took over the line.
sweet Mary, sweet Jesus.
I think it's Sweet Mary.
I think I always sang that song wrong.
One took over the line, sweet Jesus. It's Sweet Jesus. And then there's Sweet, Sweet Mary. Sweet.
Okay. But there's something about at Wizard World, that shoddy craftsmanship, and it made me think about growing up
Yeah.
and the shoddy craftsmanship of our youth.
Oh, should have died.
And yeah, I think we all probably should have died or really hurt ourselves at one point. And you kind of brought that up like on the boys list.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't kind of bring it up. You did bring it up.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be a great way to get started tonight. I know we don't usually start out with a topic, but I when I read that on the list and then I thought about it some more, I was like, holy shit, I have some stories. I have some things. And but I want you to go first, Josh.
Okay. So I never considered myself a craftsman. I still don't to this day. I couldn't put a frame up for a wall to save my life. But my cousin, boy, he's a little redneck from Arkansas. He was a craftsman.
The little redneck that
The
could.
little redneck that could. So we went in the woods behind his house. Each neighbor, you got a different woods, different areas, different landscapes.
Are you from Oklahoma
Yeah.
originally?
Yeah.
When you were a boy, did you? So I was kind of the same way. Like we had our 5 acres or so, and then some people had 1, some people had 10, whatever. But behind the neighborhood we lived in, because we lived at the bottom of a cul-de-sac, behind that was the real woods.
The woods.
Like the good woods. Like where you really want to go get lost.
Yeah, you could. Or you end up in some farmer's fucking pasture and you're like, what? You can go cow tipping. Anyways, so we take a bunch of just shitty wood that, when you're a kid, you don't know what quality wood. This is rotted out wood. It's not going to last.
When you're a kid, you don't know
No.
wood.
You find a bucket of shitty, you find a Cane's coffee tin filled with just shitty nails.
Rusted ass, bent
Just
ass.
bent nails, and you try to bend them back. And
The
make 'em work.
reject bin.
Yeah, it was the reject nail. So we take this wood out, and at first you construct a ladder to get up the tree, and then you build the tree house while you're in the tree.
I never had a tree house.
Yeah, wait, this
No.
wasn't. This was 2 pieces of plywood on a limb.
Hardly passed for a house.
It passed for like a floor. There was a floor of a tree house.
It's a tree
floor,
bench.
yeah.
Tree bench, and then you put like another 2x4 up there just for like a, what do you call that? A rail, I guess, so you don't fall out. But you fell out. I fell out several times.
I never fell out of a tree house. I never owned a tree house. I never built a tree house. We had a lot of weeping willows in our neighborhood, so we would get like past the outer layer of the weep, and then we would like clear out the low hanging branches and make like forts.
Yeah, like an igloo kind of a thing.
Yeah, like a southern igloo. Those were our magical places, though.
Yeah, get hideaways, places that were just yours.
Oh, I had a hideaway.
Did you?
Uh-huh.
Did you ever sneak? Did you have
Oh.
a sneak away?
This
Okay,
was
a hideaway is a physical place. A sneak away is a place in your house where you sneak and hide things, like one lonesome cigarello or a condom that you got at a gas station machine for 75 cents.
where you snuck it away.
You snuck it away, or like a page of a porno that you put in like a 3-ring binder. My brother had a sneak away. I never had one. My brother's sneak away was the air vent in the floor. You know, those little old school air vents in the floor.
That's like prison style
That
sneak away.
no,
really
it was.
is,
And
yeah.
you pull the vent off, and and there's a duct, and he would stuff all of his stuff in the duct. So when he wasn't home, I would like,
You go duct hunting.
I would go duct hunting, and like, what does he
Let's
have?
go explore that duck.
And it was like a snipe of a cigarette. It was one Black and Mild. It was a porn picture rolled up in there.
Prison style,
Prison
once
style,
again.
and then a French tickler from a gas station. French tickler.
that was
condom.
probably way out of date.
Oh yeah. But I was like, oh, he's got a stash. I need a stash. I never made one.
Harold, do you
He
have...
already had the good spot.
Yeah, he's got the spot.
I was going to use his stash.
Mhm.
Do you have any older siblings? Are you an only child?
I'm the youngest of 3 brothers.
Whoa.
And
Okay.
so yeah, the it's funny, like the jail thing hits home for me, like prison thing hits home because my brother's in prison. My oldest
Oh.
brother is.
So he definitely has a stash.
So yeah, he's just like it's just crazy, like the things that he talks about. Like we went and visited him, and just
Oh,
the
wow.
things that he talks about versus what we know as like our real life, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, oh shit, like maybe my life isn't that bad after all.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I think about that often. Like, we all get down in our day-to-day routine, and it's like, man, sometimes I have to remind myself that shit can get a lot worse very easily.
Yeah.
We don't have to get into the details of your older siblings' departure from the free world, but whatever happened, he's in a bad place right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you
But
get to see him very often?
we went and saw him. Me and my other brother went and saw him. I think maybe last year. I haven't seen him in a little while. I started writing him letters though. Try to keep up, like
Yeah.
pen pal type shit. But
Why don't you just text him?
yeah,
Yeah, no. Toss him a burner phone.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah.
text him.
Sons of Anarchy style. Just
Yeah,
he has a butt phone.
No, did you? This reception is shitty. Dang it! I stepped on the
Ah,
fucking
you
joke.
stepped on it,
He
man.
was so excited
I
to get it
know.
out.
Like,
I'm funny. Poop.
the premise.
Shit on the phone.
There's shit on it.
Did you ever encounter an older brother's sneak away or stash or anything like that?
Man, I don't. It's just like funny. Like I guess the age difference is just like we never really lived in the same. Like to where it was like I was like looking around and like discovering things.
Oh, like they were out of the house by the
Yeah.
time. Ah.
And
Oh,
so-
okay.
yeah.
So you had to make your own? Did
yeah,
you,
I mean,
did you
I guess,
have a stash or
I
like
guess I
a?
definitely tried to squirrel stuff away, but never anything like exciting like that. I kept like firecrackers.
Yeah, but that's still
know,
That's
black
stash
cats.
worthy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
totally
stash-worthy.
stash worthy.
Me and a friend like kept that like a it was like a little dynamites, I think it was.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
black cats. I don't remember the exact thing of what it was, but it was like we kept some that we'd had from like 4th of July, and I used to live on the south side there in
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma City. right by Jackson Middle School.
Okay.
And so he came over one day, like during the summer, like after 4th of July, and we were like popping like firecrackers like behind the school, like when no one was there.
Anytime I squirreled away firecrackers, they ended up being, quote, that's a dud.
Oh,
they were
duds.
all duds.
Yeah.
Like I saved like it was when they come in a little circle, the black cats.
Oh yeah, like the paper.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep all of them. I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna just throw them at people. Like an asshole.
It is a dickhead
It's
move.
a dickhead move to light, then throw them at people. I mean, we used to have bottle rocket fights, but
Oh, definitely. Or Roman candles, shoot them at each other.
yeah,
It's a dickhead move.
it's a dickhead move to throw. It is
A lit
it is.
firework.
But here's the thing: that's where the good Lord smited me because my entire roll were duds. It was just, it goes, it just fizzes out.
Anticlimactic.
And it's a totally
I
anticlimactic.
had mine. I think mine were like in a box, so I was kind of lucky to
See,
have
yeah.
them to where they were protected or
They're
whatever.
protected by something. Yeah, the
yeah.
paper ain't protecting shit.
No.
No. You spill a single beer you stole from your dad on those jokers and they are gone. They're just ruined.
Condensation in the air naturally. That's just, you ruined it.
Yeah. Is the word dud a technical term? Like,
That's a dud.
is there a dud checker? Or like, is there like, you know, the dud report
Okay,
they have to turn in?
When is the last time you heard someone use the term dud? I haven't heard in my adult years. That's a dud.
I've heard a person be like referred to as a
As
dud.
a dud. Yeah.
Yeah.
As a dud.
He's kind of a dud.
Yeah. How come that's not a band? Dud.
Well, and you know, in our politically correct world we're in now.
Oh, I'm sure
It'll
somebody
just be a matter of time.
Someone's probably
Listen,
offended
I'm
by
a
the word
dud and
dud.
I'm offended
yeah,
by
I'm
that.
offended by the word dud. Only we can use the word dud, actually.
Actually, it's flammably challenged. Okay. I'm Trump hands already. God damn it. It's already happening.
It's easy to get into.
I just start trumping. It's the way I'm sitting
You're-
now.
Like Trump's like wiping windows.
Yeah, I would say fireworks are totally stash worthy. I think it's the scene from Home Alone where Kevin sees his brother's stash and there's like a Playboy, like a 6-pack of beer.
Can we talk about Home Alone for a second? Because 'tis the season. We're getting to that.
We're getting there.
I don't know if I brought it up before, but when I was a kid, I loved Home Alone. And I thought all of those kids were siblings. They're fucking not. That's a foster family.
Oh,
They're not brothers
None
and sisters?
of the kids are brother and sister.
Jesus.
They're a foster family.
She was just
I did
making
not
money
fucking
off
know
of
that.
them.
Yeah. Well, think of, you know how much money you make per kid?
You
In
do,
Oklahoma,
yeah,
you
you
make $1,000 a month off of each kid. There was like it was 9 kids because they had to count the heads.
Yeah.
That bitch is making at least $9,000.
$9,000 a month for mac and cheese.
Well, have you seen that house they live in?
Yeah.
and irresponsibility?
No, pizza and Pepsi. That's all they fucking ate in that house.
That's right. Well, just that one night. We really only saw him for
That's
one
true.
night.
Yeah.
But who gets pizza the night before you're supposed to get on a plane to go somewhere?
I guess you don't want to make like leftovers.
I
and, like,
guess.
I don't know.
That makes sense.
I never knew that though. I thought it was just like a big family.
Now, again, if I'm wrong, email us, boyspodcast. You'll get a free sticky. But I'm fairly certain they were foster kids. And nothing against foster. Again, don't offend anybody.
Oh, you're trumping.
You're familial. We're familial challenged. We don't have a real family. I'm sorry.
It would make sense as far as like having like that many kids because
And
then
then
she would get paid per kid.
They threw him in the fucking attic? For what?
Threw him in the attic.
Yeah, they threw him in the attic.
That was
That's
like
why-
his room, right?
Yeah, no, it wasn't his room. That's where you go when you're a bad kid.
Oh,
Yeah, you have to go sleep in the attic tonight.
Jesus.
Whoa.
It was a little aggressive.
It was.
That's fucked up.
It's
But,
like
but here's the thing: there was a bed up there. All there was bed and boxes. So it's like,
Christ.
oh, you're being bad again? Do you want to go sleep in the attic tonight?
Yeah, you're done. You're not in the house no more.
No,
But it wasn't a cool attic like
No.
Hey Arnold.
that's
Like
some
his attic room
psychological
was cool,
shit.
but
Yeah, right.
it wasn't anything like that. I
It
guess.
wasn't like an Uncle Jesse from Full House attic.
No, it was
Yeah.
a twin bed with a quilt on it and dusty boxes everywhere.
That's asbestos, man.
Yeah,
That's child abuse.
that's child. That is child abuse. Home Alone is child abuse.
I haven't-
Catherine O'Hara should be in prison.
Well, okay, so first, he was neglected.
Definitely neglected.
Secondly, he was hunted by 2 men.
That's true.
Hunted.
He was, and then
You think they would have fucked him if they would have gained entry into the house?
they didn't seem real pedo. That old neighbor though, he had a little bit of a pedo vibe to him. I think.
Well, you know,
Herbert the
He was the
pervert.
first time I ever heard them. He talked like that. Remember?
It's
Grandpa
like
Talk
classic old people, like
Yes.
mouth's always dry.
It's my grandson.
got the little like grandmannaise on each side of the lip.
Oh. Yeah, that old man was
What an
that.
awful word.
You can use that. I made it up.
That's like the perfect word for something that disgusting.
Dude, I'm sorry, but I'm a pretty well-kept man. I'm not, the epitome of fitness, but I never have that shit. And when that shit happens in a conversation, you immediately go down. Now, everybody's wiping their mouths now.
Yeah. Got me
Harold,
thinking about it now.
We brought you here
It's like the top of
to expose you.
like a glazed donut just in the side of your mouth.
Exactly.
It looks like jizz. It's
It does.
disgusting. Like,
It does look like jizz.
I don't think I've ever had it.
It's just
Maybe
spittle.
if I'm like screaming or something.
corner spittle.
I mean, I've woken up with like crust, not like crusty, but it's like it just your lips are dry.
Dude. That just made me think of something.
Mm-hmm.
So my girlfriend Kate comes up, stays the night with me on the weekends, and sweet young lady, wonderful young lady. Wake up in the morning, and I came from a marriage, so there wasn't a lot of kissing going on 8 years in. Didn't really make out a lot, didn't really kiss a lot. And she'll roll over in the morning and she'll give me a kiss, and it's like it's not disgusting to me, but I'm always really self-conscious
That
about
morning
it.
breath.
Self-conscious about it. I'm like, dude, I know I've got like the doo-doo mouth right now. Like I've been mouth breathing all night. Probably played D&D the night before, had some beers, chicken wings. Like it's not a good recipe for sexiness. So,
But sometimes
do you get kissed in the morning?
no. I try to, and because my wife is always like, no, I need to brush my teeth.
Brush your teeth.
That's fine, but man, there's something about just that when the passion's going, the vibes are going.
First thing in the morning?
Sometimes it happens, man. You've never in your life had a moment where you wake up and go, I'm gonna fuck this chick.
No.
And that probably sounded aggressive.
No.
Your wife, or someone who is consensual in the matter.
Of course.
Someone
I
who's
have.
consensual.
Well, you feel the vibe, and then you try. And if they're cool, then they're cool. If they're not, then not.
If they're not, it's rape.
That's exactly
You
right.
should
That is
really
true.
rethink your
Early
approach on
riser.
these.
Yeah, that's why you don't do it.
Is that what you call it?
I get it. Should be called that.
No, I don't know. Like kissing in the morning, it's kind of like I want to get up and at least go like swig the Listerine for a second, just
Sure.
to kill the bacteria. But I don't know.
Have you ever woken up? Okay. Have you ever woken up horny before they do?
What was that?
Horny. And you go and you do that. You Listerine or brush your teeth and then go back to bed. It's the equivalent of like the movies where girls put on makeup before they go back to sleep.
I do it every weekend.
And you mouthwash and you go
That's
right back
Robbie's
to bed
move.
like, oh no. Oh, you want to fuck? All right.
Like,
It was
imagine
a
it-
minty
I just
fresh
woke
breath.
up, yeah.
Yeah.
And your poop, I don't know how my pubes got trimmed overnight. It's weird. And it smells like coconut. It's weird. Dampest thing.
I do that every single weekend. I wake up early and I sneak in the bathroom, do my morning urination routine, swig the Listerine,
Just in case.
slide back in like the Grinch. Like, don't even move the bed at all.
Like hover in.
Totally.
Yeah. That's what you got to do.
Going back to the stash thing, I'm still a stasher. I am an adult male that owns his home. Well, the bank owns it. I'm paying it off.
And your
I
stash.
still have stashes in my house. I got a little stash for this, a little stash for that. I even stash food sometimes.
But is it
Hide the good
visible or do you have to find it? If someone was to just meander around your house, would they find it?
Nah.
Okay.
It's like the lid on the toilet in the back. He just has like
Yeah, it's
Ritz
like-
crackers in there.
No, yeah, they're in like a sealed like
Yeah.
freezer bag.
It's like a gun,
and-
like
yeah,
the Godfather.
Godfather.
Yeah.
Just, it's my fucking
I put my Ritz crackers in the gallon Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
I put my fireworks in there, keep them
Boom.
nice and dry.
Yeah.
The crackers actually dry out the duds. Little known fact.
Yeah, if you have dead fireworks, just dip them in a bowl of just crunched up saltine crackers.
Oh, yeah, actually,
everybody-
you chew
yeah,
'em.
it's classic.
Oh.
You chew them, spit them in the bowl. Fireworks.
Like a bird.
Another layer
Yeah.
of baby bird.
Yeah.
And then you press and seal.
Baby bird.
So how much younger are you than your older brothers?
I'm 26, and my next oldest brother I think is 34, and then Robert's the oldest. I think he's 37. I think it is.
So yeah, there is some difference there.
It took some time between those
I know.
sessions.
And she perfected it in 91.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, they kept practicing until they got it
There
right.
you go. There you go.
My sister and I are about 2.5 years apart. How old are you and your brother apart?
3.
3, and you and your sister?
No, me and my brother are 2, and my sister and I are 3. Yeah.
So yeah, you're right in the middle.
Yeah, right in the middle. You have one and you go, okay, have another one. And you're like, this is cool.
And then they waited
This
another
is cool.
crucial 6 months.
Well, here's the thing. My
before
sister
having a
wasn't
third.
even supposed to be a
Surprise.
baby. Yeah, my mom had her
Google it.
tubes tied.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, my sister's like a miracle baby.
She was resilient.
She wasn't supposed to be born.
She busted the tubes?
She busted them. She's like, fuck these tubes.
I'm here, bitch.
No, I
I'm
just
coming
imagine
out.
like little tiny particle fetus hands like reconnecting the tubes and then like passing through somehow.
Like it's Mission Impossible. Like it's. I'm picturing like a perfect bow tied tubes, and she just goes, and then find some tape or something.
I just
Like
imagine
MacGyver did.
Yeah, she MacGyvered and like I'm coming in, I'm coming in.
I imagine her looking like that thing from the movie The Abyss.
Yeah,
Just like a head with like water or whatever is babies are made of behind it. Just like sliding through like a water park.
souls that God created.
Not till
Rob.
they're born. We all know that. So, yeah, the shoddy childhood craftsmanship. Did I tell the story on the podcast about the bike ramp?
Maybe.
I think I did,
Yeah.
but just for a refresher.
Refresher course. Maybe. Hey, maybe we got new listeners who haven't heard that stuff.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
It was a while ago.
You're really on to
Bring it
something.
on
Some
back.
fan service here.
So in my neighborhood growing up, everybody was into BMX. Like super into bikes, dynos, GTs, mongoose, all this stuff.
Before Mongoose became a Walmart brand.
Exactly. Back when it was like the good shit,
Mhm.
you know. And we had this little bicycle gang. There's probably about like 6 to 8 of us that would ride our bicycles every day after school, all day on the weekends. And we loved to build ramps. That was like our thing. And you know your classic ramp with the 2 cinder blocks and the piece of wood.
It always fell.
Always.
You ramp the board, it goes clink, and
Yeah,
it falls.
it falls down and you hit the bricks.
Did you ever do the? You probably wouldn't because you know your dad would whip your ass. Pull your dad's Coleman cooler out and use that as your basis
Fuck no.
because your dad would kick your ass.
Don't touch my cooler, boy.
I did it once, and I did. I got a little walloping for using my dad's cooler because the same thing. Children should know physics. If you put a board and you lean it against a cooler that's empty, have you ever lifted an empty cooler? They're light as shit. So you put the board on it, and it's usually particle board, and you hear the crack every time you go up to the, and then it falls, and then your tire hits the cooler, you fall off your bike. Now you've dented your dad's cooler. He ain't happy about it.
No.
And then it drags along that asphalt. You're ruining the integrity of that Coleman.
There is nothing heavy or solid or sturdy about an empty Coleman cooler.
I could pick up. I guarantee you, I could with one finger just pick up a Coleman cooler. You know what I
An
mean?
empty one for
An empty
sure.
one, yeah.
But then you're just like shocked that it didn't hold up your whole weight with your bike.
Yeah, why?
Riding up to it.
No, because there's always
What
some.
happened?
Well,
there's-
Josh was kind of fat when he was a kid.
I was fat. And there's always some kid, me, who didn't have a BMX and tries to ramp it with the fucking 10 speed. You can't do that shit.
Well, to sum up my story really quickly, great segue, by the way. Is that what you wrote over the ramp?
With
was
the
a
10 speed.
segue? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all had our sweet, light, beautiful BMX bikes, and we were ramping this thing. And then Charlie, the fat kid down the street with the mountain bike and the lesbian mother, decided, hey, I want to play. And he rolls down the hill as fast as he can. All the while, Holly Whitehead, this beautiful young lady, like a Winnie Cooper of the neighborhood, is watching. And we're all trying to like
Impress her.
Stunt on her.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Trying to stunt.
My first real crush. And I go up, I do like a 360 crossover, like, dude, I invented the X Games just then. Like, it was amazing.
You do a thing where like you spin your wheel, you spin your
The
thing
whole
all the way
bike around.
Oh, that's like 80s moves. I'm doing the shit they do now where like you ramp up and then you're in midair and like you throw the bike and you're like, then you grab it, come back down.
Oh, that's good.
360.
So you built like a big ass ramp.
And it was pretty big. It was a 6 cinder blocks tall. Pretty tall
God
ramp.
damn.
Yeah. With a nice sloped piece of wood that had been warped in the
Jesus,
rain.
So you're like an engineer. God.
So anyways, we all do our jumps, and then, after the jump, what do you do after you jump a bike? You do the
You
skid out.
just do the-
Always. You find that piece where the water has washed the gravel to the side of the road.
Yeah, so you can like swash it out.
Do that skid out, dude. Swash it out.
Or there's like a gravel buildup. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so Charlie comes down on his very heavy 10 speed, very heavy boy, and he hits that board, moves the board, slams face first into the bricks, and then scrapes his front teeth across about 20 feet of asphalt.
God.
He gets up, all of his front teeth are gone.
Holy shit.
And he comes up and he's holding his mouth and he comes up to Holly big tits and all, and he's like, he's like, I think I hurt my nose, and he moves his hand, and like a pint of blood comes out of his mouth. She, being the sweet, beautiful young thing she is, she goes over and picks up his teeth, takes him and his teeth back to his lesbian mother. And then for the rest of summer, he had to wear this weird thing, and he had his teeth sewn back into his head.
I think I may have
He's
said
like
this,
the kid from Stranger Things.
Dude,
Yeah.
yes. Knocked him clean out,
I
man.
think I may have said this last time, but it wouldn't surprise me if Holly and Tits McGee ended up together forever. They fell in love.
Maybe.
They fell in love. And now he's like fit.
Yeah.
And he's like a doctor or something. No, he'd be a,
Dr.
he'd be a fucking
CrossFit.
orthodontist.
Yeah.
That's what he would be.
He endeared himself to
Yeah, it's
her
like,
from that day on.
He won.
She took me to the dentist, and I think I saw my true calling, and I got myself together. I went to school, got in shape, and now I'm the best orthodontist this region.
He's like, I learned a lot about orthodontics that day. Something I still have with me to this day.
learned a lot about orthodontics. Right?
Really?
No.
So yeah, that was my shoddy craftsmanship.
Yeah.
So you have your tree house.
Well, and then a lot of skate ramps that just never did anything, ever.
Man, being from kind of the suburbs, kind of more of a country vibe, skateboards just didn't exist to me as a kid. I tried to push a skateboard through the dirt and grass.
Well, no, because you don't live in the city. Like, you remember my neighbor, I lived in a neighborhood, but even still, like, the streets weren't
paved. It wasn't nice
It was
asphalt.
gravelly kind of. So yeah, I could skate in my driveway. So again, I would use my dad's Coleman cooler and try to build a skate ramp.
Yeah,
with it, and it never worked.
That's just one of the many, many things where I could have died, but never had a tree house.
Well, the country thing, shoddy craftsmanship, is the tire swing in the front yard on a tree.
Oh yeah,
and the dad. This isn't kid shoddy. This is dad shoddy craftsmanship. The dad doesn't really tie it well enough,
or thinks he thinks he's a fucking.
Yeah, he's got it
like a sailor knot.
Yes. He's like I was in Cub Scouts. Like, okay,
like, hell, Rob, I've been tying my shoes for years. So let me put your spine in this situation.
You get on that tire swing and you get one. You're good. You're fine. And you get a little too high, and it's like, again, a Mission Impossible thing, or that scene in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, where the rope just snaps and you just fall.
Oh yeah,
to the ground.
You got a shoddy craftsmanship moment?
We never had like a so I grew up down, like I was telling you, down on South Side, and I had I was just like a weird kid, man. And like I had all my weird kid friends, and so we would like do this thing. And it's like the weirdest thing. I've never told anybody about this, so it's like strange to actually like say it out loud.
Yeah. We're here for
but
you.
we had like those
that's what boys is all about.
We had like we had like this like those recycle bins, like the blue ones.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we would go around and find like bottles that had like a little bit of liquid left in them. And we would go and like try to make like these concoctions and like try to get people to drink them.
Oh.
But it was like had like like Windex and like I'm shocked that we didn't die.
Did you drink?
Hell no.
Oh.
I was like always the guy that was like trying to gas someone up.
Of course. You're like,
come on, man, quit being a bitch.
I bet you won't do it.
Yeah.
I bet you won't do
Pussy.
it.
Well, you want to drink it? No.
But see, okay, but that's like,
You
Yeah, I
got
drank some earlier.
But you invented the hype man.
Yeah, there you go.
Basically, yeah.
that's just shit the kids do that when you think back on, like, it's something you will never think about, but then that sparked a memory with me of like, what the fuck were we thinking? Like, we used to do shit like that too. Not like going to get bottles, but like find random shit around the house and like mix it together. Like, what the fuck? Like, either we're gonna make meth or someone's gonna throw up hardcore, and not in a good way.
Yeah. Like
I mean,
a
the
real...
throwing up is not good, but I mean, like, you're burning your insides.
Yeah, it's not a cleansing
throw
up.
No.
It's I'm sick, I have to get the poison out.
Yeah,
Throw up.
it's that.
We did have this kid that was like he was just like the bad kid in the neighborhood, and you could always count on this kid to drink it.
Now wait, was he a bad kid? Like, bad? Like, was he a from the wrong side of the tracks but kind of cool, or was he just like, whoa, this dude will fucking stab somebody?
Yeah, like just at his core, like
Okay.
you're like, I don't want to be alone with this kid.
Okay.
And he had like the it's like the telltale sign when they have like the whole like all front metal teeth.
Oh.
Like the caps, you know what I mean?
Wow.
I was just like, fuck this. Like, I am not fucking with this kid. And like, I never, like, we never actually knew his like actual name. Everyone just called him Machine.
Because of the teeth?
I guess so. I just like accepted it. I was like, okay, his name's Machine. Like,
Is his
whatever.
name Bert Kreischer?
No, I didn't. I watched that like years later, and I was just like, holy shit, Machine.
So, okay, was he? You say kid? Was he older than you, or was he around the same age?
He was like our age, yeah.
At which
I would have been like, man, maybe had to have been like somewhere between 8 and 10.
Okay, a kid who's 10 years old who's got caps and has a name Machine. Yeah, you don't fuck with that kid.
Yeah, it was just like he was. Ugh.
Did he fight?
Yeah, like he was just like he was always like wanting to chess box and shit, and I'm like, dude,
He's
I'm like low key like a wuss. I'm
I
like,
guarantee
can you get
you,
away from me?
Machine.
I don't want to be hit.
Yeah, like, can you go away?
I guarantee you, Machine was the first kid in the neighborhood to get a fucking knife. Like
Probably. Yeah, I'm like, he's like one of those things like we said earlier. Like, man, where are they now? Like, what? I wonder what he's doing now.
Yeah,
Hanging out with your brother.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's probably upstate.
Well, he's either hanging out with your brother or he's partners with Tits McGee DDS.
I write him letters
Well, who
too.
put
so.
the teeth in?
That's
What
right.
if he put the teeth
Oh,
in?
shit.
Oh shit!
Full circle.
Fucking pyramid.
Full circle.
I love it. Yeah, dude, we had the bad kid in our neighborhood too. We actually had the bad kid that was around our age, and then his older brother, who was like the Judas Priest listening, mulleted metalhead, like
The hellion.
like that guy fucks.
Like a Hesher.
am I right?
Yeah, like I ain't even jerking yet, and I know that. I don't even know what fucking is, but I know that guy does that.
Yeah. Was he like oily faced?
Yeah, pimples,
Mm-hmm.
like total Hesher. He actually was like into the trench coat look like 15 years before.
The trench coat mafia thing?
Yeah. You know, Hitler ruined the swastika. Those guys ruined the trench coat. Let's just
did.
be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I loved Highlander. So, I was a big fan of trench coats.
Yeah, we had a guy that wore a trench coat in our high school. Keith.
Oh my god.
Keith, yeah.
Yeah.
Was he a weird kid? or
He
what?
was a weird kid. Can I tell a story about Keith real quick?
Sure.
Okay. Keith, his last name was
Spengler.
Spengler. He was a weird kid. He lived in my neighborhood. So, like when you have like a yard, someone has a yard sale in your neighborhood, they'll put a sign up on every corner. Hey, there's a garage sale on blah, 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 X Street. There starts to be these signs we put up in our neighborhood for roller coaster rides. Okay. So, like, I'm intrigued. I'm riding my bike around. I'm seeing it on every corner. All right, cool. And then I go, and it's at his house, and it's a, what are those called?
I have no idea what you're doing. I don't
It's
know.
got a
This
handle
story's gonna
and a
get really
thing.
gross, I think.
No, a cart. What do you call that? What the fuck? Why can't I think of that? It's got a handle, and there's a thing, and you
A
walk with
wagon?
it.
A little red wagon?
It's a red
Oh,
wagon.
Okay. Wow.
And
Those
basically-
hand motions were really misleading.
He was jerking kids off in his front yard.
Hey,
no,
roller
His
coaster.
dad was just like pterodactyl.
Dad's the roller coaster.
No, so he was basically, you get in this
Hop on.
wagon and you roll down a hill. Like, entrepreneurship, sure, whatever. But that was one weird thing.
Did it like he charged though?
I think so. I think he charged.
Back in our
That's
day, it was
just
5
smart.
cents.
It was like,
for
like
an all-day
Get you a
pass.
soda pop at the corner.
50 cents or something. Second story, I got not duped, but my mom told me one day, apparently you have to go over to Keith's house and hang out with him. Like, okay.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's like one of those, like, you should go play with the weird kid so he doesn't feel weird. So we went and we played Ninja Turtles. Love Ninja Turtles.
Is this a euphemism?
No. What was weird, though, is he had every single thing. You know what I mean? He had all the characters, all the weapons, all the
Vehicles.
vehicles. He had the Technodrome.
Oh, that's some serious money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of rides down the hill.
So, well,
Yeah.
only kid's going to have some cool shit.
Dude, there needs to be more only children in the world.
But
I think.
it made me
I've been
think.
thinking about that.
I remember thinking that when I was a kid, like, man, he's got a lot of cool Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, you're like trying to think like, could I hang out with him?
Yeah.
On
And
the
then-
low.
Yeah, yeah.
All I gotta do is fuck his dad. Like that's all I gotta
That's all
do.
I gotta-
I gotta come over, blow his dad, and I get to play with all these
What's
awesome
weird is
toys.
Essentially.
his parents
He
were
Jacksoned
cool. His
him.
parents were super cool. They were nerdy, but they
Right.
were like cool nerdy. You know,
They weren't fucking
they
children.
were computer dudes. No, they weren't fucking kids. Each other, probably.
Okay, so let's go back to the machine.
yeah, sorry.
So we have metal teeth. We're chess boxing. We're drinking concoctions.
He's just like an awful kid. Like, I don't know. I really like wonder what he's up to these days.
I'm picturing a super young version of Shermanator, but like a badass. Like
Shermanator.
Shermanator from American Pie?
Yeah.
But Shermanator wasn't a badass. He was a virgin.
Yeah, and he ended up pissing himself.
No, I'm saying that kind of like freckled face.
Oh, that attitude.
That freckled face attitude. Meh.
You know what? Sherman has a look. And I'll tell you another person that has that look. The movie A Christmas Story.
Mm-hmm.
The bully, not the little short bully that looks like Angus Young.
The guy with the raccoon cap.
Yeah, with the coonskin cap.
Yeah.
He had that redheaded, squinty-eyed, freckle-faced. He had braces, but it looked like Machine.
Yeah.
Like it looked like that. Did you ever have a moment with Machine? Like, did you ever have, in every young boy's life, you have these moments where you might have to be next to somebody or interact with someone that you're kind of like, oh shit, I don't want to.
Or the bully confronts you. I've been confronted by several bullies.
I was like, I don't know. I guess it was just like the nature of just my personality or whatever. It was always easy for me to diffuse.
Yeah.
It's like if he would start to get mad, I would just make him laugh about something dumb. And so I was just like, like always constantly trying to like weasel my way out of getting my ass beat.
I've gotten by my whole life on that tactic.
So you're saying
I'm 5'6", so I can't. It's not like if someone decided they wanted to whoop my ass, I'd be like, well, all right. I'll put up a fight, but shit. Like I can only do so much.
We know how this is going to turn out. Like, can I just save the pain?
That's smart. I never did that. I never got my ass kicked, but I had a lot of bullies. Psychological boys. They never physically hit me, but they were just mean psychologically.
Some Discovery ID shit. Like some cold case file shit.
I had to learn about certain things because of things bullies would say to me. I'd be like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like one dude kept calling me stubby, and I was like, oh, it's because I'm short and fat. And then like one of his buddies like, no, it's because your dick's little. I'm like, well, then I go, that's just mean. Like, you've never even seen my dick.
Should have hit him with that. That's not what your mom said.
I know, but see, if I was smart, I would have said that. But that's just, why be mean?
Why bring your penis?
Why bring my penis into it? I'm fat. Just call me fat.
Keep my dick out of your mouth.
Keep my dick out of your mouth. That's what I should have said. Damn it. Those are two good comebacks. I'm going to go back in time and be like, dude, motherfucker, when he says that, just go, one, that's not what your mom said last night. And he just says again, go like, why don't you keep your dick out of my mouth? Or my dick out of your mouth. Hey,
both. Really both.
No, but here's the thing.
69,
How I was when I was 12 years old, I probably would have stumbled and been like, why don't you keep your dick out of my mouth?
And that would embarrass him, though, I guess, because it'd be like the...
I don't suck dicks. I just get mine sucked by other dudes.
Yeah.
Fuck's wrong with you? You want to go to Keith's?
He's got a roller coaster.
I've been in a couple of little fights in my day, but I'm not a fighter. Never have been. I use my wit and my cunning.
You're a lover, not a fighter.
Well, I was thinking like intellectual,
he loved to fight.
like personable, friendly. Never really got my ass kicked. I mean, I've been punched, I've been bullied for sure. But yeah, it was mainly like a psychological thing. But I'll tell you what, looking back
I was just thinking that.
It's a good song. Underrated.
New metal.
So good. I got this psychological bully in high school.
Yeah.
I think I might have rather got my ass kicked though, because I was tormented by the idea of running into this person in the hallway. And he was shorter than me and smaller, but he was so psychologically deranged and intimidating that I was petrified. Like I would walk quickly to my next class. Jesus. And this went on for like a month, dude. And a month in your junior high or high school years is a fucking eternity. Yeah. Like crazy long amount of time.
Did your little bully, did he have a big bully that was his muscle?
His
enforcer.
Kind of by proxy.
Yeah, I had a little bully and he had a big enforcer type.
Like a henchman.
Yeah, he had a henchman.
His mimsy.
So he would talk shit and be like, hey, why don't you go punch this kid in the face? Okay.
He had a machine.
He had a machine. He had a machine with him, yeah, for sure.
I don't know. It didn't last very long, and it was funny. I actually approached him. I actually ran into him outside of school. I was eating at a coffee shop that was close to the school, and I saw him there, and I was like, fuck, David's here. I was just like, oh, no. this is where it's going down.
Wait, do we have the same bully?
I don't know.
David Emberling?
No.
Okay.
No, different David.
I just said mine out
That
loud.
would've been
Hey,
crazy.
David Emberling, I bet
He's a listener.
He's either selling cars or changing oil somewhere. Or he's a fucking dentist. One of the two.
What? No in between.
I'm assuming this person is changing oil. Or he's hanging out with your brother.
Either
One of the two.
He's upstate.
No, hey, and
Getting 3 hots in a cot.
Nothing against changing oil. That's a good profession.
but everything against going to prison.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't-
I'm
mean,
sorry here.
you
I
make-
don't fuck with that. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You make bad decisions, you know what's going to happen. You're going to go to prison.
So we're
Anyways.
at the coffee shop.
I'm just like naming names
I
tonight.
know.
Just dropping fucking names.
just high
Calling
school
them out.
names. Yeah.
Just calling them out.
Tag them all when you like upload this episode.
Oh, I will.
Oh. Wow. Yeah.
Ooh.
We should. So I run.
Hey,
into,
be a listener.
I run into David the bully at the coffee shop, and I see him sitting there with a girl that I had a crush on.
Oh, double.
Who I don't want to say we dated, but I did finger her. So
whatever that's
whatever that is.
It was special.
Yeah, I'm finger neutral. So I see them there together and I'm like, oh, this is doubly bad.
Wait. How closely in time was the fingering in relation to seeing them?
The fingering in question.
Yeah.
Between 2 and 4 months.
Okay. So it's not like you fingered her and then like 2 days
The
later
next
you
day,
saw
you're
her
like,
with
shit.
with
I hadn't washed
dipshit-
my hand yet.
Yeah.
I was holding my fingers up.
Oh, under David's nose.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you guys are hanging out? Check this
Yeah,
out.
check this shit out.
it smells like tuna. Oh, the worst. The worst. I remember that. I'm not just trying to be shocking, but I remember hearing that as a kid.
Oh,
It smells like
Christ.
tuna.
So let's go back in time a little bit.
Sure.
I live with my grandmother. I'm in my bike.
God.
The whole house smelled like tuna.
So you guys fucking or what?
So in my bicycle gang, one of the gang members was another kid named Robbie.
Did you have a name?
Robbie.
No,
Yeah,
your
like
gang.
the
Did your
gang.
gang have a name?
No.
Oh.
No, we were just the bicycle boys. Whatever.
Bicycle boy.
With the
Did
Z,
you put-
though.
Did you put Spokey Dokies in your spokes?
Spokey Dokies.
Whoa.
I know what they are, but I've never heard them been referred to as Spokey Dokies.
They're
I like
Spokey
it.
Dokies, the little balls you put on your spokes and they go click, 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 click,
Yeah.
click, click. They're called Spokey Dokies. That's the name brand.
I didn't know that.
Google it.
We're learning all kinds of things about Home Alone,
Uh-huh.
Spokey Dokies, child rape, ramps. We're learning a lot tonight.
Giving kids hand jobs for roller coaster rides. All
Well,
kinds of
I already
crazy shit.
Rendered or service.
Yeah. Services rendered.
So in my bicycle gang, there's another boy named Robbie. At the time, I was trying to sound older, so I went by Rob.
Oh.
And he was Robbie. His older brother, Luke, he fucked. Like, he wasn't a bad kid, but he was older.
Is this the Hesher kid?
No, totally
Different
different
Hesher
kid. Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
Different,
No, he wasn't a
big
Hesher.
brother.
No, he wasn't a Hesher. He was like a Zach Morris, like cool kid with a big cell phone and like stylish and nice looking.
Stonewashed jeans.
Buff, kind of buff, yeah.
Did he always use one of those like hand thingies?
Oh, the grabber.
Yeah,
the thing they work out.
No, but he was always in his room, like with the classic 80s weights that you fill with sand, you know?
Yeah.
Like the plastic weights.
Oh yeah, where your bar like is curved for some reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Push it to the limit,
Yeah.
playing and repeat.
Yes. It was like a montage every time I went to his house. It was just like him lifting, him showering.
Did he have like a
He's flipping
cigarette in his mouth
tires
while
in
he
the
was doing
yard.
it? Like,
So Robbie says to me, like his brother's upstairs in his room. I stay the night with Robbie. We play some Nintendo. We talk about bicycles, go to bed. And we wake up in the morning and Robbie's like, I think my brother's girlfriend stayed the night with him last night. And I was like, oh, he must fuck. You know, I was like, I bet he fucks. and Robbie's like, you should ask him. I want to know. Like, I want to know. You know, we're young boys who want to know what's going on. And Luke comes down the stairs and he's like in like 80s like champion sweatpants, you know,
Classic.
looking sexy and buff,
Yeah.
just glistening.
Shirtless.
Oh, of course. But like perfect hair,
Perfectly
Luke Perry
coiffed.
hair.
Mhm.
Yes, coiffed. Exactly. I'm filling up here.
Get a little hard.
Got a
So he
quarter
co-
chub
He
sitting over
comes
there.
down and I don't remember if I do it or Robbie does it, but one of us is like, hey, we heard your girlfriend last night, you know. He's like, did you guys have sex? And he looks at a stone face and is like, I don't know. You want to smell my dick?
Oh, Jesus.
And he goes,
that's cool as hell.
probably still smells like tuna.
That was your first introduction to that as like a
Yes.
concept?
I think that you know what?
Absolutely was.
I'm starting to believe
Smell my
anyone.
dick.
That's why I'm so fucked up.
I'm starting to believe now that anytime when we were children or
And you
youngsters,
smelled a dick.
and no, someone referred to a pussy smelling like tuna, they've never touched a pussy.
Yeah, he was just like overcompensating.
Yeah, it probably smells like tuna and has stuff on it. Like then your girlfriend's got a disease,
Like,
bro.
From 40-year-old virgin, yeah, I just feel like bags of sand.
like sand.
Yeah. Yeah, check the base. There's probably a lot of Grandmannaise around it.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
God, I forgot my story I was telling before.
The,
the side story. Oh, the bully. The bully.
Yeah, the short guy.
So yeah, I go in, I see the lady, I see him, and I'm like, fuck, this is going down tonight. Because not only has he been picking on me, but he's also with that girl, and I'm sure she's filling his head with all the fingertails and madness and insanity that's going on.
He told him that I'm terrible at giving hand jobs.
Yeah. She saw you. Oh, that guy finger blasted me once.
Terrible at fingering.
Yeah. Dude, he really needs to step up his hand game. Like, he is bad at giving hand.
Wait,
Or wait.
Oh, I've
Giving
never heard
hand?
that.
I like it.
Yeah.
Giving
Or
hand.
he knew, he heard through the grapevine that you fingered her, but he had already he'd fingered her too, but he's got that thing where he's like, so who's better, me or him?
You like finger friends.
No,
We're
you're
gonna like fence in the parking lot, but just with our fingers. Like,
you're both good.
let's do it both at the same time. So I decide. Oh my God, I'm sorry, Harold. Please promote this episode.
Oh my
Toons,
god.
Toons podcast. Give it a listen.
Cleanse the palate, if you will. So I don't know. Anime is pretty fucked up. We might get into that later.
Toons podcast smells like tuna.
Tuna, tunes.
Tunes. There
That's
you
it.
go.
That's when we come on your show.
Tiny Toons
Oh,
adventures.
I'll come on that show.
Oh, that's vulgar.
I know.
So I decide to swallow like.
Oh, you walked into it, Robbie.
Oh, we did.
Backwards, spreading my cheeks. So I decide to like buck up, and I go up to him, and I'm like, I have to do this now. I have to put a stop to this. And I go up to him, and I like
You stand your ground.
I remember the frog in my throat, and I'm just like, I go up to David, and I'm like, dude, what's going on? I was like, you've been fucking with me at school. Can we put an end to this,
In
man?
front of the girl?
Yeah, but see, I got a
Wow.
little puffed up on her too. Puffed up honor, like honor, Honor.
Yeah, honor.
Honor. I got a little puffed up honor too.
Mhm.
So I was like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna do this now. Plus, I was in a public place, so I was like, maybe he's not gonna like
Yeah,
Beat my ass.
beat
in
my
public.
ass in a coffee shop.
He's not going to throw fisticuffs at a.
So I go up to him and I tell him that, and he's like, let's go outside. And I'm like, fuck. Like, I usually play hacky sack out there. No, like, I can't do
I'm like
this.
getting my ass beat out there.
Yeah. So I go out and he's like, he's doing like the bad guy thing where he like lights a cigarette and he's like walking around, kind of like peacocking around me, you know, like a wolf that's circling its kill.
Jesus.
And he comes up to me and he like kind of gets up in my face a little bit and he's like, hey man, I just want to say that was pretty cool that you called me out on that. He's like, I won't fuck with you anymore.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And I felt like vindicated and amazing. And I was like, all right, man, it's no big deal. You know, who
You
knows?
try to play it off.
Yeah. I'm like, oh man, it's cool. Like I wasn't shitting my pants every night.
Yeah.
So,
And he sucker punched it.
yeah, oh, I fucking
Uppercut.
fingered him. No, I, right up his urethra. It was cool. And then the next day at school, it was like nothing ever happened. And his henchmen crawled back
His
into his
cronies
van.
were off of you and everything.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy.
That's
Were you
nuts,
ever
man.
bullied?
Yeah, like a little.
Besides the machine? I know we got to
Like-
get back to the machine.
I don't know. Like I was a guy that was like able to stay on good terms with pretty much everyone just because, like I said earlier, I was able to diffuse pretty much any situation. There was a guy who was like just this huge black guy that would like pick on me. He called me Dexter because I wore glasses. I was short, so it was like Dexter's Lab.
It's a great reference.
And so I was just like, damn, like, yeah, like he got me. And so one day I was watching that movie, Mighty Joe Young, and I was like, oh, I should call him that. And I was like, not like a racial thing, not like a racial thing. Because he was like, we were like cool with each other, but it was just like he was like picking on me, but it was like a friends thing.
Okay.
And so, yeah, he called me that. He called me Dexter, like I saw that movie and I was just like, I'm gonna get his ass like with this. And then the next day we were like in line at lunch or whatever, and he's like with all of his boys like clowning, and he sees me. He's like, "Hey, what up, Dex?" And he's just like clowning me about like being short, but he was like pushing 7 foot tall. Swear to Christ, like he was a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like, okay, Mighty Joe Young over here making fun of me, and like his guys just like lost their shit.
They
like,
loved
cracking up.
Yeah.
And he was just like, all right, Dex, I see you. And he just like dapped me up or whatever. But I'm like super white, so I'm like blowing the handshake. Like, he's like trying to do all this cool shit, and I'm like,
you passed the test.
But yeah, and so we just like, I'd pass him in the hall and be like, "What up, Dex?" I'm like, "Yo, what up, Joe?"
So by then it was like a term of endearment.
So it was like Dex and Joe. Like I would call him. I'll be like, "What up, Joe?"
Y'all should start a podcast.
We should Dex and Joe.
Did you ever stand up to a bully?
Yeah, I beat the shit out of him.
Shit.
You snapped?
I literally snapped.
Blind rage.
I literally snapped.
And was this the David of yore?
It was a different dude. It was one of his henchmen. Gave me shit and was like doing that. They weren't touching me. They were well within their legal limits, but they were just behind me, literally in my ear, like just talking shit on the way to class. And they said something like, I can't remember the last thing they said, and I snapped and I just threw I was walking into class, threw my backpack off, turned around through the door, and he was walking past. I jump on him and I started punching him, get him down on the ground, and just. I never punched it. I don't know how to punch. Blind rage. Did not know how to punch. So I'm just fist pounding this kid. And he's like, oh, and he starts crying. And then the teacher separates us, sends us to the office. And like, I'm kind of blubbering. And the principal's like, Josh, why did you do that? I'm like, this dude's been fucking with me for like 2 years. I took matters into my own hands. You guys weren't doing shit. I put in complaints.
I filed a grievance.
Yeah.
It's like fast forward 20 years. I would have brought a fucking gun to school and killed him and like 20 other people. But instead, guess what? Things were a little different back then.
We could go out of him.
Hash it out.
Went to blows.
Yeah.
Just beat him up.
Dude, I never got that. Like you were talking about the machine trading punches, chess boxing.
I don't fuck with that.
No, because you know what? I never, my father taught me a lot of things. But he never taught me how to punch someone.
No, my dad never taught me anything violent at all.
I did take some karate lessons when I was young.
Karate?
So I learned later. But as a schoolyard boy, I never really like if somebody wanted to trade hits with me, I would be like, no, because you're gonna hit me a lot harder and my hand's gonna hurt. Because
I don't know how to properly make a fist.
Ball it up. I'm gonna break my thumb.
Yeah, you're gonna do it like this.
I didn't clip my nails.
Yeah. You're gonna put your thumbs in your
I
hands.
clip my nails. You just hold a roll of quarters.
No, I think the fist pack.
Parents?
That was in my stash. Hold on, Josh. Going back to the stash real quick. The fist pack. The roll of quarters or pennies, and then you wrap some electrical tape around it.
Yeah.
Put this in the next letter. Like you'll wrap some electrical tape around the roll of pennies. Perfect fist pack. You could fuck someone up with that.
You could just go to Old Paris and get a knuckle duster.
Ooh.
Get some knuckle dusters.
Or they call it a paperweight.
Yeah.
They sell it as a paperweight.
that this happens to fit over your hands.
And you can
when
get
you punch someone, you'll fuck them up.
You can get your Confederate flag with a marijuana leaf in front of it.
Yeah.
I went there the other day and they had that. It was like a Confederate flag with a marijuana leaf in front. And then right next to a gay flag. And then on the other side, it was like a Nazi flag.
One vendor?
Yeah, I was like,
so this vendor
is
just
so well rounded.
Listen, man, I got a lot of ideas.
He just dropped trowel and brought all his flags.
It's
he was
just
like, y'all come by it here.
It's just like Comic-Con.
Yeah.
It's like pick what you want.
What do you want?
We'll give you what you want. The weirdest one I saw.
I got to lock her up, Hillary for prison, and then I also got Donald Trump as an idiot.
And I got a lot of leftover Bernie shit back here. Like,
whatever you guys want.
Clear it out. He's dying soon.
For days.
Yeah. The weirdest one I saw was the Grateful Dead skull with a Confederate flag in it.
What?
Now what?
At Old Paris?
Yeah. I'm just like, I'm down with the Dead. I like them. Getting older. Getting weirder. Like the Dead. But a Confederate flag in the Grateful Dead skull, like, that is strange.
But that's just a testament to Old Paris. It's like, where can you get that and a puppy?
And a bong, and a chicken, and some leggings.
And a knuckle duster.
And like a fucking hoverboard that may explode.
And a great Indian taco.
Like a real good Indian taco. And a beer.
Wait.
Yeah, there's a bar there. You can get a beer.
I saw Little Mike and Funny Bone there one time, like doing a concert. Do you know those guys?
Lil Mike and Funny
They're like
Bone.
two dwarf, like Indian, like Native American guys, and they rap. They were on America's Got Talent.
Oh wow.
But yeah, Little Mike and Funny Bone, they have like a song called like Crunk Natives.
No.
Yeah.
So wait, they do shows at Old Paris?
They did. Like they were just like happened to be there when we were there or something.
Man.
Like, I went with a friend. It was just like, what the hell's going on? And then we saw them later on America's Got Talent.
Whoa.
Dude, Old Paris Flea Market. Okay, Oklahoma Cityans or whoever. If you have not been to Old Paris Flea Market, do yourself a fucking favor. Next Sunday you have off available, slide right into that Old Paris Flea Market.
It's dope.
It's an experience.
You can get literally anything there. I think there's like this one shop that I always go to that they have like the best like cool like knives.
Mm-hmm.
They had it's like a deck of cards that's actually throwing knives, and like you can get like a police baton there.
Speaking
like
of
a shield and shit. Like god damn.
Speaking of kid stashing, you could stock up your stash at a flea market. Easy.
That's so true.
Or
It's
the
a
state
one-stop
fair.
shop.
Yeah.
One-stop shop for that stash.
I loved it. I had a knife in the stash.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually thinking of my stash right now. I'm visualizing the stash. There were definitely pocket knives in there.
Yeah. Were they
Old Paris original?
Were they switchblades or were they what do they call that?
No, I only had the switchblade that had the comb on it.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Like a greaser.
Yeah, and like the sharpest metal piece. Like you're scratching your head with Chinese metal.
Here's how little I'm a man. I don't know anything about knives.
Well, first of all, you said knives.
It's you self-retracting or what is it?
Yeah, just like one where you do that and
it
then
goes-
you can do that and it comes
It's like
back
a-
in.
But it flips out like that.
Yeah.
Like the way a stapler would unfold.
Yeah. It's like that, like those. Did you have one of those? Or did you have like a little
or the butterfly knife.
Ooh.
Oh, I had a butterfly
Classic
knife.
knife. Classic knife.
Classic. You can get one in Old Paris like tonight.
And they're illegal.
Are they?
I don't think they are anymore.
Well,
Only if you
I
have
think
it.
they were illegal at school.
Well, yeah, you can't have a knife at school.
I totally brought a fucking knife to school a lot.
Really?
In elementary school. Yeah, because I went hunting with my dad in the winter.
Yeah, that's like a country. Like,
Yeah, and
real, I
used the same knife. Well, I used the same knife at school. No, I used the same backpack at school.
multi-purpose.
Well,
it was a Swiss Army
I'm
knife.
telling you, I was just one bully away from shooting up that school. Like I almost did.
Just grab a Red Rider and just start just close range. That's gonna sting, motherfucker.
I'm gonna put your eye out, kid.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking bring my paintball gun in high school.
You're all out.
Yeah. You have pink shit on your jacket. It didn't hurt. But no, I totally brought a knife to school. But man, butterfly knife. Classic knife.
Did you ever try to did you ever have one or like?
People had the tricks where they would like do
do those fucking-
I'd cut my ass off doing
I
that.
never had
Did you ever have nunchucks?
tricks.
They had that Old Paris too.
Like real nunchucks, not like I had like the rubber foamy
Did you have
shitty
the
ones.
padded
Yeah,
shit?
the padded ones.
Yeah, with a piece of rope in between.
It doesn't do anything, but dude,
No.
I've held. Okay, my cousin Jason was a fucking hesher. He loved Metallica, way into Metallica. Like I'm talking early shit. So he's like blonde mulleted. He had his own private room. They built a separate room in the garage. Like talk about putting frames up and shit. So he had like his bedroom was a twin bed on the floor. It was there was a bench, a weight bench in there, a Nintendo. And then he had his stash. His stash was Chinese throwing stars. He had a really nice set of nunchucks. He had a bow staff. Like he had all the shit. The dude did know martial arts to save his fucking life.
He had
But
the
he had a
shade, that was
dartboard
cool.
in his room, and he didn't have darts. He was throwing Chinese stars at him.
Whoa.
And like the wall all behind the dartboard.
Yeah, and we're
was
just
all checked out.
fucked up.
Yeah.
And I would try to throw them, and like they would either like bounce off or.
Dude, that's intense because I had a couple Chinese throwing stars as a kid. Bought at Eastern Treasures in Crossroads Mall.
Yeah.
Oh
But they
shit!
never
Shout out to
came-
Crossroads.
Oh, man.
Shout out.
Rest in peace.
Dude. After December, R.I.P.
Gone. Done. Gonna be a parking lot soon. Or something.
It's gonna be sad.
It's so sad. I'm so glad that I took those photos when we went to
Dude,
the
me
Against Me
too.
show. Yeah, we walked around the empty mall.
Oh, right there by the diamond.
Yeah, and walked around the empty mall, and I took a bunch of photos, not of just like stores because they're all gone.
Yeah.
But just like the architecture and the staircases and stuff. Because,
Iconic.
dude, that was a big part of my
And
childhood.
that kid got killed there.
Yeah.
Remember that gangster? Like, he got
Yeah.
Shot in the face in front of
It was,
Candyopolis. Right?
It was on Gangland,
Yeah.
Oklahoma City.
I
lived right there. I lived off of 66 and Sears Terrace.
Is that
That's
the-
right there, right by
literally
Crossroads.
Is that
Right by
I used to live
it.
over
Yeah.
there too.
Seriously?
Yeah, no, like in 2005. I
Shit.
lived over there.
I think I might have been working at the mall the night that happened. I'm pretty sure.
Where'd you work?
It was the Southside Locos thing, right?
Yeah. Southside Locals.
I had many jobs in Crossroads Mall. That's why it's so dear to me. Like I had at least 3 jobs in that mall, maybe more.
Damn.
And
List them.
Athlete's Foot,
Done.
Things Remembered,
Done.
Athlete's
Hot
Foot?
Topic, GameStop.
Wow.
So I had 4 jobs in that mall.
There you go.
Put me on blast,
Why
motherfucker.
was that store named Athlete's
I
Foot?
never worked.
I
at
don't know. It's like my first job in the mall.
Athlete's Foot.
No, that's gross.
It's like Itchy Foot.
It's like an underwear store called like
Jock Itch.
Yes. I was gonna go much darker, but like playing it safe with the jock itch,
Hey, yeah. Kept it PG for the
Yeah.
younger
Yeah.
fans.
crabs and more. You know, like
Crabs, etc.
and Mo.
Crabs, etc.
That was the first place I, yeah.
Crabs remembered.
Was there a hermit crab salesman in Crossroads Mall back in the
It
day?
might have been in one of the little
kiosk.
kiosks.
There was a hermit crab fella,
Those people
right?
are the foundation of this nation, though, so I never
And
talk
a
shit on
love
them.
sack. Was that Crossroads or Penn Square?
Penn.
Okay.
Penn.
The love sack.
You could buy like many a sunglasses in those kiosks.
Oh yeah,
On
fake,
deck.
fake gold chains
Or
Good to go.
airbrush t-shirts.
Oh shit! Now we're getting to like fair
No,
territory.
no. When I think,
They have that old pairs too, though. You can get like a license plate with like your wife's and your name and a heart.
well, that's my thing. Like, so I work at the mall
I'm gonna
again
get one
now.
for me and Josh.
So
Yeah.
anything that's in the kiosk open area of the mall that might as well be at Old Paris Flea Market. Everything, all of it. A jerky salesman, like anything that's okay. It's that famous line from Mallrats where he's like talking about the food court. It's like no. Anything outside of said
is
designated
an
food court.
autonomous unit for mid-mall snacking. Yeah.
So you see those out in the middle of the mall, like you don't need to be here. There's no need for you to. Annie Ann's, you don't need to be here.
No,
You're
mo-
out.
move down with the rest of them.
Go to the food court. What the fuck are you doing here? Why are you by the art of shaving?
Well, sometimes you're at the Sunglass Hut. You know, you're at the body shop,
Yeah.
and you might need a snack before
That's
you
true.
go
When you're by Sharper Image.
1,000 feet.
Oh, I miss Sharper Image.
That shit was cool, man. It's like all the stuff you couldn't afford
No. Sharper Image and
in one
Brookstone.
store.
I would go to Sharper Image and play with stuff.
Did they
and
have
I'd
one
go-
at Crossroads?
Yeah.
No, they,
Penn Square.
Oh, didn't
They
they
did
have a sharper image?
They did,
It was
yeah.
right across from the Hot Topic
It
and
was.
next to the Athlete's
It
Foot.
was a super small one. It wasn't
Athlete's Foot, man. Like you keep saying, I have to look that up. 'Cause
It's
I'm
disgusting.
Like, what
You don't
is
remember the name of that
store?
store? Athlete's
I
Foot?
remember,
logo.
but I'm like, why was it called that?
No, okay, some crazy things about the Athlete's Foot. Number one, their logo was
It
a
itches. What
foot.
are they-
It was
It
a
was a
foot.
foot?
It was a foot.
With wings.
Yeah, it was like the.
Oh, I do remember
yeah.
that.
Number two, inside the store, you know, your classic shoe store setup. You got your men's on one side, women's on the other. You got your kids in the corner.
and your clearance in the back.
Yeah,
corner.
yeah. And you have your benches to try on the shoes in the middle. You might
Yeah.
have some socks running right down the middle of the store, some
Sure.
accessories, sneaker balls, spray, whatever.
Sneaker balls.
Forgot about those.
Around the perimeter of the main floor, like going around the men's side, making a curve, going around to the women's side, was a track. And it wasn't just like a tile floor. This was like a
Track.
basketball court with like inlaid wood.
So you could like test your shoes out.
You could run around a tiny track.
Let me take a lap real
I
quick.
was about to
Denise.
ask you. It was either.
And he's K-Swiss.
Didn't they also have like a basketball goal in there too?
Oh, was that Foot Locker or was that Athlete's Foot?
I think it was Athlete's Foot. They had a track and they had like.
Back in the back left corner, next to the huge CRT TV that weighed like 500
That big
pounds,
box TV.
that could have easily, again, shoddy craftsmanship, fallen on a young
Oh,
employee's head.
For sure.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think there was a basketball goal because I remember throwing socks into the basketball
Yeah,
goal.
I think it was one of those like where the net was tied or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
a super
God
long
damn.
net.
But yeah, Sharper Image, it always reminded me, well, I don't want to say always because I didn't read the book for much longer, but American Psycho. That is an American Psycho
It
store.
is,
You don't
yeah.
think that he shopped there
Oh, he
or had the
fucking
catalog
loved Sharper Image.
Definitely.
on his coffee table? Like, absolutely.
Or Sky Mall or some shit like that.
Sharper Image is a Sky Mall store. That's
Definitely. It's a brick and mortar of a Sky Mall.
But here's the thing: everything they had was Sharper Image brand.
Was it? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they didn't sell anybody else's shit. I
Was
think
the-
later on they did.
Was the lifelike alien statue or the Predator statue in there.
Oh, I
Sharper
love
image
that.
brand.
I don't remember
Shit.
that.
Yeah, they were in like a cylinder.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
They had a
like
lifelike-
enclosed?
Yeah, so you couldn't touch it. It wasn't just a velvet rope
I would have touched
thing.
that shit.
Right?
Like,
do not
that was a good
touch.
call in
Whoa.
closing it.
Was it Sharper Image that had the T2 Terminator in it too? Like the half face
Whoa.
robot face? I remember seeing that.
Was it a bust?
I think it was a bust.
Yeah.
You could buy it, but it was like $5,000 or something.
Yeah,
It was a
something
lot of money.
crazy.
I'll go in the middle. I'll say 3,500.
Dude, Sharper Image was fucking cool.
That was
they
like
had-
all the stuff that you could like you would never buy, but you're like, this is a cool thing.
Never spent a single dollar at
No,
Sharper Image. Went in
definitely
there
not.
every time I went to the mall.
Definitely. Sit in that massage chair.
Same thing with Brookstone. Never spent a single dollar
Oh,
at Brookstone,
yeah,
but I spent
undoubtedly.
at least 30 minutes in that goddamn massage chair.
But Brookstone is like the granola dad to
It
the
is.
Sharper Image.
Yeah.
Like,
It is.
what's his name? Patrick Bates from
Patrick
American
Bateman.
Psycho?
Bateman?
Yeah.
Bateman.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
The granola did.
If he was a little bit lower income, he'd
Yeah.
go to.
yeah. And a little older, a little grayer.
The retired deadhead goes to Brookstone.
It's the Tiva of stores, basically.
Did Crossroads have like a? I was talking to a friend about this. She used to work with me, and she's since moved to China. She's like an English teacher in China.
Mhm.
But she was talking to me about Crossroads like back in the day, and she was like, "Did Crossroads have like the McDonald's that had like a
Yep.
pirate ship?"
Yes.
No.
No, it wasn't a
It
pirate
wasn't?
ship, but there was a slope that would slide.
There was like a thing, right? There was like a.
The Crossroads Mall McDonald's did step down. The pirate ship McDonald's was right outside of Crossroads Mall on High Avenue and I-35.
Yeah.
And it did have the
Oh,
pirate
shit.
ship, like
Okay.
full, huge pirate
It
ship.
was awesome.
Place, yeah.
Amazing. Had a lot of...
And that was the first place I had Chick-fil-A. Changed my life for the better.
It's good shit. All hatred aside, it's a good
And it was
sandwich.
funny whenever they whenever they were like closing all the shit across it before it became Plaza Mayor. They started putting like things on like the marquees like to get people to come in. And one of those things was Chick-fil-A because like it never closed in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna navigate off of two of the main highways in Oklahoma, deal with these weird off and on ramps, park at the mall, walk all the way in through a dead mall, just to realize that it's Sunday and the motherfuckers aren't even open.
Exactly.
Fuck that shit.
What was the
Why do I always want it on Sunday?
What was the last anchor store at Crossroads? The last store to stick
Man.
through it, like Dillard, Sears, Montgomery Ward. I think it was.
It wasn't Montgomery Ward for
I think
sure.
it was Sears.
J.C. Penney's or something.
Maybe J.C. Penney's.
One of those two.
I know
bet.
Sears was the last one hanging on at Heritage Park Mall, and it's the only thing in Heritage Park Mall anymore.
Oh, is it?
Sears, yeah.
I
Heritage
know
Park
that.
Mall is like gone.
I'm pretty sure they closed the Sears down.
Really?
Yeah, I think Matt told me that either they are going to or it's already closed.
You know,
Now it's a church.
Sears.
the whole
is?
place.
Okay, let me
First
get
church.
my
Well, Life Church is
directions.
at the
First
end,
church
yeah.
of Sears.
Life Church is where Dillard's was.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's on the like west end.
Yeah, over there
Right.
by the Foot Locker, Things Remembered, Radio Shack, that side of the mall.
You know
I
your
had
malls.
I had a lot of. I had,
Got the mall knowledge
I
on
have
deck.
I've worked in every single mall in the metro area.
Oh, really?
Sooner
Every single
Fashion.
mall.
Did you work at
I've
Sooner?
worked at Sooner Fashion, Hot Topic, Sooner Fashion Mall.
Holy shit.
Okay, but you got to add something to the list.
Hmm.
You get your own store at the outlet mall.
That's true.
Oh,
Ah, yeah, I gotta add that now.
Shit.
Maybe
I
it's
gotta add that.
destiny.
There
Maybe
it
it
is.
is Destiny. Maybe I'll manage a Zoomies at the outlet mall
The satellite office.
because I haven't done that yet. Wait, is the outlet
they
mall
have a
considered
Zoomies?
a mall?
It's got the word mall in the name.
True.
Yeah,
that
yes,
is
yeah.
true.
Or is it called the outlet mall? Is it the shops of Oklahoma City?
It's
The
Shops of
shops at
Oklahoma City.
Rockwell. Is that what it's called?
The shop. Maybe
Oh,
it's the shops
yeah.
at Rockwell.
I don't know. It's right
So-
by my house. I live in Yukon. So it's
Technically, is it a
like right by
mall?
my house.
I don't know.
It's an outdoor mall.
I mean, I worked at Sooner Fashion Mall. I worked at
Shawnee Mall.
Shawnee Mall.
Heritage
that is not a
Shepherds?
mall. Shepherd Mall wasn't really a mall. There wasn't any
By
stores
the
in
time
it.
you got of working
Yeah, there was no
okay.
stores in
You
it.
could have worked at the
So-
Dollar Theater.
Yeah. So Heritage Park Mall, of course.
Shawnee Mall.
Yes.
Crossroads.
Crossroads.
Quail.
Yes. Quail. Yes.
Penn.
Penn. Yes.
Sooner Fashion.
Sooner Fashion.
That's
yeah.
6 malls.
That's it. He's a journeyman. He's
I
like an
wrote
NBA
mall
player.
rat.
No, the Shawnee
A
Mall.
mall rat.
The Shawnee Mall was. I worked at. It's a Small World.
Wait, how about Robbie and the Mall Rat?
Ooh.
I like it. I like it.
Boys
Welcome-
podcast.
That's more of a morning,
Yeah.
morning like zoo show, like Robbie and the Mall Rat.
And I do the sound effect of like the mouse trap closing.
Yeah. The savings.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Malls, man.
It's just crazy. Like, yeah, it's
Do we
funny
just talk
that
about malls for
you've
like
worked at all.
35
Yeah,
minutes?
I was gonna say.
Well, the thing is like, okay, so there's been documentaries made on the Juggalos, on carnies. What if there was a documentary made on the kiosk owner? Because they have to be kind of in that carny,
Holy Christ!
kind of carny
Yeah.
traveling.
How's no one ever thought of that?
We just did.
The kiosk owner.
Harold, dope idea, dude.
That is such a good idea. They're the glue that hold together this nation.
They really hold
The kiosk glasses salesman,
Well, here's the thing.
or the people that cost my wife.
I'm talking the
use
Can I
the
see your
lotion.
nails? Yeah, can I see your nails?
The kiosk owner who runs the gold chain thing that every single mall has.
Yeah, the Paul Wall of kiosks.
Do they own
So
it?
dope.
But do they own several? Because rental space on a kiosk is super cheap. I mean, it's cheaper than renting a
Right?
space
Yeah,
in
it
a
has
mall.
to be.
As long as you, have
You don't
the
get
product.
walls. Like it has to be discounted, right?
Dude, that kiosk, that Things Remember kiosk was basically a trunk. It was a trunk.
It was a trunk full of boners because my boss was a very pushy young homosexual man who would like hit on me a lot. And I have, no problem with being hit on.
Mhm.
But when you're in such a tight space,
Oh.
he was rolling hot dogs the whole time. Like just rolling them.
No, because there was a middle island in the middle of it, but there wasn't enough space between you, the island and the outer shelf, and for you to walk around. So
No. And I was rolling hot dogs too.
shimmy.
it's a one-man operation. Putting two men in there.
It's like getting out of a fucking airplane seat.
Yeah.
Like there's no ass or dick.
Like
Which
you're
one
at
do you
a
want?
movie.
Yeah.
Like you're at a movie theater.
I was rolling hot dogs too, but it was against the cold counter the whole time. It's like,
God.
no, I ain't gonna play tummy sticks. No way. Like,
Tommy stick.
yeah, kiosks are dope. We should do a boys kiosk.
Holy shit!
In the middle of a mall. Just
that
do
would
a
be
podcast.
incredible.
Look at the area we're sitting.
Dude,
in.
this is a kiosk space.
We don't have
a kiosk.
We
space.
only have 2 walls in here right now. We're not even
Dude,
touching
we
the
can put
wall.
this. Okay, we can put this setup as is put walls around it in the middle of a
And
mall
do a show at Quail.
at Quail
Is there something in the contract where you can't broadcast without permission from the mall?
Simon.
But
or
wait,
whoever.
we're not broadcasting.
Whatever.
We're recording.
That's
and people
true.
record shit all the times. I mean,
Just don't tell
teenagers
them,
and
just
telephones.
bring it in, you'll be all right. That's what they told me at Wizard World because I did so many episodes.
What did you record on? Like a handheld?
It was it was just recorded straight into my phone,
Oh,
and I
shit.
had like a split like lav mic. Is that what's called?
Yeah, yeah.
And so it just because I recorded at the Tower Theater, and so Steven Tyler is like the operator. He's just like has all like this crazy gear, not from Aerosmith. Triggered.
My eyes lit up. I was like, I'd take the stairs.
But yeah, so I would just like I had the mic just like on my collar, and I would walk around, and then I'd meet someone cool. I'd be like, "Hey, can I interview you?" And just stick their mic on and record. But I checked it I didn't want to like get shit from like the people or like,
Right.
get kicked out or some shit. So I was just like, listen, do I need like a permit or like what do I need to do? Like I'm gonna record some episodes, and they were just like, dude, it doesn't matter. Like just do your thing.
So were you just
That's
like,
cool.
were you talking to like just rando folks, or were you looking for like cosplayers, or what was your kind of?
Really like artists. I was really excited to be able to get to interview some of the local artists that were there. Which we actually had like 3 guys who were from Oklahoma City that had like actual like a place where like they were selling like their comics, and they had all actually collaborated on a comic.
Okay.
And so it was cool. Like I hit all 3 of those guys in a row, and then I met this random chick named Mariah Hummer from Fort Collins, Colorado, I think
Okay.
she's from. But she does a comic out of there, and I just thought she was like super cool. And I was just
Weed.
like, yeah, she was awesome. Like she did like a comic about like a roller derby, like
Cool.
girls that play roller derby.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
totally saw that. It was like when you walked in, it was kind of to the right
Yeah.
before you got too deep.
Flat Track Furies
Yeah.
was the name of it.
Yeah.
And so she sat down and talked to me for like 5 minutes, and it was just cool. I wanted to do something just because like that, like a convention like that so much like in my wheelhouse, just because it's like everything that we would talk about in the podcast anyway, like all in one place. And so I thought like, man, I have to do something while I'm here. And it was just cool to have the opportunity to be able to do it.
Man, it feels so cool. Like when I went, just to be in a comfortable space. I know nowadays it's like safe spaces and this and that, but like to me, Wizard World Con?
Yeah.
We plugged it like 4 times. I can't even remember.
He like called it something different every time.
But it truly is a safe space. Like I felt so comfortable there. Like
Yeah.
Kate and I went, we didn't really have a big expectation because I'm used to like these smaller conventions, and we go in there and like it was just like there was a long line, and when we got in, it was just like
check in.
we walked in. I mean, we got to go up to the cool like counter and get our wristbands, right?
Yeah, that's where I went.
Yeah, and we still had to wait in line, but didn't have to wait in the first line.
Yeah.
But you go in, you're like, we walk around the corner, and they're like, open your bag, and whatever, that's fine. But you walk in, you're like, holy shit, this place is huge.
Were they looking for dildos?
Oh yeah,
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's a prop. Yeah.
I'm
not using it.
I'm cosplaying.
I'm cosplaying. I'm the dildo bandit.
Cosplaying. I'm Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
I got these pills.
You just got pills in
your bag is just like
I
jingling.
put the pills in people.
Sounds like maracas when you're walking in. But you walk in, you're like, holy shit, this place is big and it's well run, and it was fucking awesome. And like
it was a good time. And it was just like crazy. Like you would see
it was a gathering.
There was like a guy, who's the guy that played Rookie of the Year, and he played
Funky Butt Lovin'.
Tara Reid's boyfriend in American
he was
Pie.
there? Shit.
But he's like a musician now.
Oh,
so
really?
he's playing like all these like random covers. He was playing like
Wait,
Stacy's mom.
He
played a set.
with a band?
No, it was just like him acoustic.
Oh, that
And
sounds
he's
terrible.
playing like he's playing like Stacy's mom and like all these like random covers. I was like, what the fuck? This guy does music now?
Hold on. Stifler's mom.
He said it. He said that.
He didn't. No,
he changed it.
not
He changed
do
it.
that.
I swear to
Hold
Christ.
on.
He changed it to say Stifler's mom.
Did he really say
Yes.
Stifler's?
Yes. What's that? What is that kid's name? Is like, or I
I'm
say
pulling
kid,
it up.
but
You know what he did? He drank the concoction.
he machined it.
He machined it.
Here's the thing.
He shrewded it.
When you're a child actor, and that's what you do.
Frankie Muniz Jr.? No.
Frankie
He remembers where he
Muniz.
is, though.
Right.
Oh, shit. Sorry, guys.
My
That's
phone-
not the worst thing
my
we've said
phone
on
shit.
this, so that's okay.
It's one of the worst things, Harold.
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was like in Rookie of the Year
Yeah.
and then Stifler.
My phone just keeps.
What's his name's mom?
I'm typing Rookie of the Year and it's going Snooki. Is that still relevant?
Shouldn't be.
No.
I don't know why I'm
Put her in jail.
Yeah.
for that.
He's in the
tan.
female prison. By my
What is
brother.
his name is right on the tip of my tongue.
Thomas Ian. It's like a 3-name thing. I
Oh,
can't
of
remember his
course,
name.
he's a kid from the '90s. It was that Thomas Ian Nichols.
Yeah. That's it.
I was way off.
Stifler's mom. I can't believe you said that because he did that. I thought you were there that day.
No.
Yeah, he changed it to be Stifler's mom.
Did he put any like umph into it, or was it just like?
He wasn't bad. I mean, it was just like if you went out to eat and there just happened to be some guy playing that night or something.
Did he also play American Pie by Don McLean?
That would have been classic. I didn't hear him play that, but it was like one of those things I would only because I was like walking up and down the aisles, you know.
Did he play?
And so I'd only hear him like when I got down to the end of the
fucking
aisle.
play center field by fucking.
He did.
Fogarty.
Put me in.
No, he
coach.
didn't. No, he didn't.
I think he did.
God damn it!
Okay, I got
I
another
know
one.
he for sure changed the lyrics.
Okay.
I got,
on,
I got another
Stifler's
one.
mom.
I got another one. Guys, I'm gonna stutter. Are you ready? He goes, I did it all for the rookie of the year. The rookie of the year.
He just puts a red baseball cap on backwards just for that one song.
But you know what? We're tying this into another pyramid. We have Rookie of the Year, who was also in, wasn't Daniel Stern in that movie?
Yes, he was
From Home Alone.
Holy shit.
Daniel Stern,
Came
known
full circle.
pedophile on Home Alone.
Whoa.
I'm not saying that in real life.
Weinstein.
Dude, I hope.
Daddy.
Was
Okay,
that a
hold,
Weinstein movie?
hold on. Weinstein was not a pedophile.
Oh, he wasn't.
I'm
thinking of
Wait,
Daddy's.
am I sticking up for Harvey
I'm
Weinstein right now?
Listen here. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
I'm thinking of that Louis C.K. movie. It's like Daddy's Girl or whatever.
I was thinking of Kevin Spacey. He was a pedophile.
Kevin Spacey?
Yeah, he was diddling like young dudes.
I thought Kevin Bacon. When he said that, I was like, he's married to Keira Sedgwick. Yeah, Kevin Spacey. That shit was crazy.
Oh,
like
my
the whole thing
God.
came out. I was like, what?
Who knew? Who knew?
I mean, you kind of knew.
When he ate the banana in K-Pax, that's when I knew.
That's when I knew.
That's when I knew.
I was
That's
like,
when I fucking knew.
maybe.
When he tried to be a 14-year-old Bobby Darin and Across the Sea.
Too deep for me, bro.
Have you not seen that?
No.
He played Bobby Darin in a biopic for Bobby Darin called Across the Sea, where he played every stage of Bobby Darin
And he
when
sang
he was
the
like
songs.
50 years old. And he played him when he was like 13.
he did that song somewhere.
Be-
and he was
Beyond
like
the
sing-
sea,
he sang
beyond
the,
sea, somewhere.
he
I
sang
thought
the
it was
soundtrack.
Here's a little song I wrote. I want to sing it note for note. Don't worry.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot that. That's what I forgot. I totally forgot that Kevin Spacey played Bobby McFerrin.
Ugh, a lot of layers to this onion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dive deep.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus Jones. Toons podcast.
Yes. Yes. Harold, is there anything else you'd like to talk about tonight? I know we've kind of been rapid fire tonight, but
We've just been taking over our own show.
Just drop trowel.
What it is, you're our machine. You came in here and strong-armed us into talking to somebody else, and we're like,
You're so used to doing your own thing now that it's like
we're talking
out of the
you
ordinary.
Yeah.
it was wonderful. And
It's good.
thank you so much for coming by. Once again, how to hear your podcast.
Yeah, you can find us on iTunes, Google Play, any aggregator. I'm sure you can find it on there.
That's a good. I'm put that in the aggregator. We're
There you
still
go.
on that.
We
one.
say
That's a good one.
podcatcher.
Do you? Oh, that's a good one.
We'll trade.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Next week, you say it. We'll say
You
that
give me
one.
some
Exactly.
cigarettes, and I'll give you...
That's the currency. There you go. That's like currency
I'll
for my
suck your
brother.
dick, you give me cigarettes,
Whoa.
and no one's gonna stab you. That's prison. That's prison
Yeah.
deals. That's
Keep
how
your
that
dick out of
works.
my mouth.
Keep your dick out of my mouth.
The pyramids just keep coming.
But yeah, iTunes, Google Play, wherever you listen to your podcasts.
What about social media?
Yeah, we're on social on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Toons and Tunes podcast. It's
Cool.
TUNES/TOONS. Yeah, just check us out and give us a follow. We talk about super geeky shit, and so it's a good
So
time.
wait, hold on. I just gotta. So you talk anime and the tunes part. You talk music too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we talk about. I really like to try to highlight if the guest knows like a lot, like an unsung like local band.
Okay.
If not, we talk about just things that they listened to growing up that maybe have stuck with them,
Sure.
or just anything relevant that they think is just like should get some more shine, or that they're really into at that point.
Cool. So it's more than one thing. You got anime, you got your music, you got all that.
Yeah.
We didn't even get into our UCO experience together.
I know. Yeah, we actually had Casey McElroy on the show not too long ago. I think
I
he's
don't
like
know who that is.
Yeah, he's. I think he's gonna be. I think he's the next episode that's coming out. And
Awesome.
So, yeah, he was just he did Broken Okies. Is that what the name of his band was?
Okay.
And so he did some gigs around, and he just he was a big fan of Cowboy Bebop and been a good friend of mine. So I wanted to have him on, and so it was a good time.
So we're not going to talk about tentacle porn next time.
We'll save it for the next time.
Next time.
I think we've covered
We've covered enough dirty territory.
entry. Yeah. So, Harold, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
man.
man,
been
thanks
awesome.
for sure.
This is an extension.
We're going to do a little addendum real quick. This is an addendum to the
Addendum.
podcast.
Remix.
So earlier in the show, maybe in the intro, we talked about emails.
Sure.
Again, boys,
how they work.
how they're sent, how they're received.
How are they received? I have no idea. It's magic.
It's electronic mail. Better than magic. Magic doesn't exist.
No, but electronic mail exists.
And you can do that. You can send us a piece, a parcel, if you will.
Parcel's great for mail. United Parcel Service, UPS. Come on, dude.
boys@boyspodcast.com. And we're going to read an email real quick here. And episode or two ago, we talked about traditional instincts.
Traditional instincts, yeah.
Things you do, things that were ingrained in your mind when you were a child
Yeah.
that you still hold on to dearly. Mine was the lifting up the feet over
Sure,
the Texas-Oklahoma border. You cross the Red River, you lift up your feet in the car.
Yeah. We
And-
got a person emailed us back with her traditional instinct.
3 of them.
3. So the first is this is from Molly Williams. Every time I drive over railroad tracks, I have to touch my window. I was told to put protection over yourself so you or someone else close to you won't die. I don't know if I really believe that, but it's ingrained in me.
Now, I do remember this.
Yeah.
I do remember people like touching the car window. It was usually the back seat. We
Sure.
were younger back then, so you're in the back seat.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you touch the window. I never did it.
Yeah.
I was always a middle seat kid.
I feel like it's touching something inside of your car is always a thing.
Have
Who,
you?
who wants to get your windows touched though by like greasy little?
Get your grubby hands
No,
out my
especially on
window.
the fucking inside. Like
No
they need to
shit.
clean that shit from the inside.
Especially
Fuck
when
that.
my age, I had Vaseline hands.
Yeah.
I had lotion hands.
I was just jerking it nonstop.
Just- yeah.
Just sticky hands on that window.
They called me Dick Hands Harris.
or like peanut. Like I was a fat kid, it's like peanut butter fingers. and
Wait,
just-
so I had cum, and you had Malamar juice.
I just had juices, just random candy
Juicy
juices on my
juice,
hands.
dry juicy juice on his
Yeah.
hand.
So you don't? Do you remember this? Anything about
I
railroad
never
tracks?
did anything like that. We I know you guys have talked about Falls Creek on your show before.
Oh yeah, hand jobs.
the old church
And-
camp.
Yeah. And we had like a thing, like this church I grew up
More
at.
like balls deep.
When you
Hello. I just kissed.
we had a thing where you would like going up to the camp, we would like hit it was like this it was like pipes that were like in the ground.
Yeah, I know.
But it would bump.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And right when you would bump, it was like a thing everybody had to say moo.
Oh, okay. Ours
It was
we would stop at the
really
top
bizarre.
of the van.
Yeah, a lot
We'd
of
stop
people
top
you'd
of the
have to
van,
hit
yeah.
the top. Yeah.
You'd say moo?
So you had to say moo, and if you didn't, it was like a slug bug type
I feel like
situation.
every
People
church
could
had their
punch
own
you.
little thing with Falls Creek.
Yeah,
That's weird.
Yeah.
The machine would come in like out of nowhere
Yeah.
and like Superman punch your chest.
If you didn't, yeah. Falls Creek was funny because like I talked to my wife about it because she went to Falls Creek when she was a kid, and she you know she's had her hardships, but she grew up with a family that was like they weren't hurting for money.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was like, yeah, we got like $20 or $50 for the week. I was like, fuck, I got like $5 for the whole week.
You know what that is? That's fucking nacho money.
Yeah, well, like icy, like they had icy dates.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
so
got $20 for the week.
I was like, yeah, so I would get $5 for the week.
oh, that's
and-
not enough money.
No, I know, but it was like
in the 30s?
it was like
But you go get the tube. And
It was,
did you get the tube of cookie dough at
yeah,
the grocery
get
store?
sick.
And you just eat the fuck out of that? Like, it's totally fun eating raw cookie dough.
Wait, you had cookie dough?
Yeah, you would buy
you
a
at
tube,
the
like the
store,
tube
they had
of
a
cookie
store
dough.
there, and the
It was
people
like,
kids
yeah,
would eat cookie dough.
It was like a grocery. It was like a market. It was a fucking bodega.
It really
was a
was.
Baptist bodega.
It was hardly an Aldi's or anything.
They sell
Yeah.
Pampers?
They have
But
Bible
condoms.
pages.
Bible pages,
They
scriptures. I got them scripts.
Roll that
That-
shit up in the Bible.
that store, like, whatever it was, like that market.
Yeah.
It was right by like that centerpiece was like it was like where you could buy. It was like a concession stand, so you could buy like popcorn.
Yeah.
But
Snow
that's where you
cones.
buy your ices.
Yeah.
And the ices were like $1, and they would come like in a just like a plastic cup or whatever, just like one of those like disposable.
Styrofoam. Yeah, shitty. Yeah.
And it was $1 though, no tax or anything. And so I was like, shit. Like you're there for like 5 days because you're there Monday through Friday. And I was like, man, like I got to make my money last. And so I got to where I was instead of, you'd go on an ice date and like all the guys I knew would like buy an icy for each person. I would buy one icy and get 2 straws.
Oh, dude, so suave.
That's classy.
It's,
stuff.
it's romantic
Yeah.
and economic.
Totally.
And then I
But
saw
also,
yeah.
also like kind of sexy.
Yeah.
It
And
is
so it was just
sexy.
like,
we're
yeah.
we're sharing.
She thought I was
juices
like
right
she
now.
thought I was like romantic, but I was really just cheap.
My
I was
cup.
just really just broke.
But baby, my cup is overfloweth, you know?
Falls Creek, man.
Dude,
God dang.
So good. If only I knew then what I know now.
Oh, dude, tell me about
It wouldn't have just been side boob. I'll tell you that much. Second point.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you never wear the merch of the band you are going to see at a concert.
Oh, that's true.
It's bad luck.
That's totally true.
Bad luck, but also really lame.
You look like an idiot.
Here's the thing. Everyone says it. I've said it. We've all said it. But you've gone to shows. People still fucking do it. You know what bugs me even more? When people go straight to a merch booth, buy the shirt, and just
put it
immediately
on
put it
there.
on.
Yes. Oh my God.
All right, I'm going to be the voice of reason here.
Are you gonna be the dad and say, "Well, I don't want to. I don't want to take it to the car.
Just put it on.
I don't want to take it to the car."
You tuck it in the back of your Teva sandal, and you're walking around like you have a veil on. No,
I would just roll it up and put it over my shoulder like I was like in the back of a
I do.
restaurant.
I do
like
the,
a rag.
like you're like the hype
Like
man in
P.D.
a
Pablo.
rap group.
P.D.
No,
Pablo.
I do the fold to where you can make it like, and you just stick it in your back pocket.
Oh yeah, see, he
You
was
wearing
smarter.
Jenkos, bro?
Josh is smarter than us.
No, like you fold it. You do like a tri-fold where it's a nice.
It's like a American flag, a
It's like-
fallen
it's-
soldier.
Kind of.
Don't let it touch the ground. Whatever you do. You know what I do?
Or
I,
you Ranger roll it.
Make it like a bandana.
I roll. And
SA.
I do the Dan Cortez.
Yeah.
Just straight over the top.
Looking
'Cause
like
you know
my
what's great?
brother.
Especially like if you're in a smoky venue, the best thing is to like just carry that merch around with you where you just smell like ass. That's great. It's the
Man.
best.
I'm a t-shirt boy.
Yeah.
I mean,
But do you wear it
Boom.
over? Do you wear it over your
311,
shirt?
baby.
But did you wear an Against Me shirt to the Against Me
Fuck
show?
no.
No.
Exactly.
No.
But you can wear another band's shirt.
Yeah, you would show like, hey,
Don't
like
do
I
the
like this
thing.
band, but I also like this other band.
I'll say this though, I'm opposed to not wearing any band t-shirts to a band show. But being a dude who's most of my t-shirts are band t-shirts, I'm rocking a True Rivals t-shirt right now. Shout out to One Eye Jackson at Instagram.
Trevor Jackson.
I'm wearing your band's t-shirt. I'll wear this to a show because people in Oklahoma are gonna know who the fuck this is.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
like, what's that TR mean? I got that like 5 times today at work. I'm like, oh, it's True Rivals. You should check them out. They're pretty dope.
It's a conversation starter.
But I'm not wearing the band, nor this one. This one here, Molly Williams. This one really bugs me. Wearing the band you're seeing, but it's a tour shirt from last year.
No,
I know. Or like you, yeah. I had a friend that
Like, I
bought
get it, you're a fan. We're here. We all pay $25.
I had
We're
a friend
here.
that bought the tour shirt of a tour he didn't go to.
Oh.
I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
Nah,
you
that's
didn't even
not
go to
cool.
that. It's like all the shows are like in Oklahoma. Like, you didn't go to
You
that,
didn't go
bro.
to any of those shows?
being a fan of 311, there's a lot of that going on. You go to a 311 show, there's people wearing shirts from like 2003,
Sure.
1998. I get it if it's a legacy band.
Sure.
But not if you're wearing the one from the last tour and it's still crispy. Never wore it.
Yeah.
Like you put it in the shelf.
It's
The
still got the
IKEA
creases
shelf.
in it, yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Like,
I,
okay.
I don't fuck with that either. Yeah,
like outside of the Paul McCartney show, there are people wearing Beatles shirts. There are people wearing Paul McCartney shirts. People wearing Wing shirts. That's cool. I saw a dude wearing like an authentic vintage Wings, like baseball tee, the 3/4
like
inch
this?
sleeve. It was dope.
There
It was
you go.
super. Exactly like
I'm
that.
rocking the baseball tee.
Why
in
don't
the-
you
in the
reference
studio
our
right now.
guest, Josh?
So they were rocking. I'm like, see, that's cool. That's fine because it's Paul fucking McCartney.
Yeah,
I don't expect someone to be wearing like we're gonna wear like a Rolling Stones t-shirt. To
yeah.
a
I
Paul
like this
McCartney
other
show.
band from the '60s. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Yeah.
you ever heard of Pink Floyd?
Ever heard of
No, but with the bands, like when we
Tournaments.
were like going to shows, it was like it was a real estate way that you would show.
that you're
Like
cool?
I like these other bands. Like, okay, yeah, we're here to see like Jimmy Eat World or whoever. Like,
Yeah.
I saw them at the Diamond,
Yeah.
but I also like
But I got this Juliana Theory t-shirt.
yeah,
that's
but also
pretty
like the
fucking cool.
Strokes or
Yeah,
like whoever
Yeah.
you're wearing that day.
Either way, you're like a walking billboard.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm weird with logos. Like, I'm not a big logo guy. I mean, I do have a logo on my jacket right
That was
now,
a free
but this
jacket.
is free. Yeah. Thank you, District Bicycles.
Former
Bobby
guest,
Wintle.
future guest.
But I've never been emblazoned with the logo. Like, I never wanted the American Eagle or the Abercrombie or Gap or
No.
whatever. Like, I never wanted a huge Nike logo on my chest, you know? But as I get older, I think it's kind of cool. Like, I think some jogging pants that say Nike on the side are kind of cool. I do. I
But
will.
used to
you
have it,
you
like,
find
just a
jogging
stun
pants
on
that
them.
don't say Nike on the side.
I do, and I will. But I'm getting a little better about it.
That does kind of bleed into that. And lastly, she says, and I always hold my breath going past cemeteries.
Cemetery. Yeah, I knew
I was told-
exactly where you're going with that.
I was told the evil spirits in the cemetery would come into your body and take it over. Like exorcism style.
Jesus Christ.
Hold on, wait. There's 3 exclamation points. Hold on.
Come into your
Like
body.
exorcism style. They do. Yeah, you don't breathe. Hold your breath. Like that line in the Alkaline Trio song. Hold your breath. Walk, don't run to the graveyard. Hold your breath when you go past the graveyard. Cross your fingers. Touch something.
Tap on a window.
Tap on a window.
Lift your feet.
Say
lift your feet.
moo.
Yeah.
If you're
It's
going
all
to
the
Falls
time.
Creek.
Yeah. So do you have any one of those kind of things?
I don't think so, man. I remember that one off thing from Falls Creek when we'd say moo, like going over that
Yeah.
one like bump
But
or whatever.
every year.
But yeah, it was just like every year, and it was like it was one of those things you would bring someone new, and like you were in the know, so you thought you were the shit, so like
Yeah.
you were like ready to say it,
Yeah,
and then they're looking around like all confused, like what the fuck?
This guy knows what he's talking about.
This
Like,
guy fucks.
yeah.
Am I right?
Oh, whoa.
bring it back.
Too bad it was the preacher that said that.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
This guy fucks.
This kid fucks.
Kids. I don't.
And that's been email corner. No,
Yeah.
sorry. Continue.
No, that's
Yeah.
you know what? Let's put on the crossfade. We'll get out of
That's
here.
it.
Bye again.